Well, family, you have logged on to Faith ITV just in time for part 2 of the Hottest Home Hotspot video show, exclusive interview with Dwayne Tryumf.
Now, tell me what life was like before you were married.
Oh, wow. I think the Lord had to, for years, I think, for how long did it take? It took about 8 years for the Lord to get me to stop looking for to stop looking for a wife and start looking for Him.
Really?
Yeah.
Now
because in the time,
you don't get too many men that will admit that. So I'm proud of you for admitting you were actually looking for a wife. Wow.
Yeah. I was looking for so long, and so you hear that in some of my songs. Help me find my way.
Yeah.
I think that was the prayer. Just help me find my way, and I knew that I was just searching, looking for a wife, and the Lord was just like, where was it? It was when He appeared to Abraham in Genesis. He said, "I am your reward."
Oh, yeah.
The Lord was saying, He is our reward. Everything we're looking for is in Him. And sometimes what happens is the devil gets us chasing the blessing rather than the blesser.
Yeah. And, deep. Yeah.
So I was chasing. That's exactly what I was doing. I heard some people say, seeking God's hand rather than seeking God's face. And the Lord was trying to get me to seek His face, and I was seeking His hand. And it was in 2008. It was that I'd had it. I was like, okay, Lord, that's it. I'm not looking for my wife no more. I went through just a failed relationship where it just wasn't of the Lord, and it just came to a place where I just the song "I Surrender All." I guess
yes.
Just came to that place. The Lord, for all those years, He was letting me do my thing. I was still a Christian, still loved the Lord with all my heart, but I was still seeking after what I wanted. And it says He will give you the desires of your heart.
Every time.
I'd heard all the scriptures
every time,
and I was hearing them, but maybe they just weren't registering. But I think after a few mishaps and mistakes and just failures, I kind of realized, okay, time to start seeking the Lord's face. And in 2008 I decided, alright, I'm not going to look for a wife anymore. I'm just going to look for the Lord. I don't care if I never get married, if I never meet my wife, I don't care. I'm just going to seek the Lord. And that was in 2008, and that's when I met my wife. That's the year that I met my wife.
There were a couple things that you said in there that I love, and goes to show how much wisdom there is in that CD, in Mark of the Beast. I mean, when I talked earlier about the wisdom, you sounded like you were an old man, speaking from years and years of experience in this CD. But I love the fact that you said that you have been looking for a wife. Not too many men will admit that. They'll say they're looking for a woman or a honey or something on the side, Even Creflo Dollar today was talking about how you can mess up your blessing. You will study and you will be seeking the Lord's face on everything, but a cute little woman will walk by and you'll just throw it all away. So I respect what you said about how you have been looking for a wife, and 8 years is a long time to look for anything, you go to school and become a doctor in that amount of time. So I admire that you were looking, and I admire that you persevered. I mean, you dedicated time to look, and I appreciate also the way you said, as soon as you washed your hands and said, "Okay, Lord, it's on you," then she walked into your life. That I try to tell some of these young people that are around me, you got to be patient. you gotta persevere, but you got to be patient. And you expressed that so eloquently. Sometimes you just got to be patient when you're looking for your family. What was it like for you growing up? Did you have sisters and brothers and pets? And
say that again.
What was it like for you growing up? Did you have sisters and brothers, and were you an only child?
I've got one brother who I grew up with all my life. Growing up was
he older than you or younger?
Younger than me.
Oh.
Yeah, 2 years younger than me.
Oh, wonderful. So you got a chance to beat him up a little bit.
Yeah, we used to fight. It was bad.
You got to rough him up a little bit.
It was bad.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, you know what? I think that I thank the Lord that I became a Christian, because the fights, as we grew up, we carried on fighting, and if I didn't become a Christian,
oh my goodness.
I don't know if one of us would be here today. It was crazy.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy.
So yeah, I really thank the Lord. Since I got saved, just the Lord just calmed me down, and know.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does your brother? Tell me a little bit about your relationship with your brother once you became saved. Did you have a feeling that you had to go save him next, or what was that like?
Yes, I did. And I was studying, when I got saved, I studied a lot of, the word is eschatology. Yeah, eschatology, and it's the study of end times. It's the study of the return of Jesus.
Okay.
So I studied that a lot, and what it did, it put an urgency in my heart that I needed to. So I had such an urgency. I think the Lord used it as much as I thought the Lord was coming back tomorrow.
Yeah, really.
I think it was good, because the Lord used that to drive me forward to want to share the gospel with as many people as possible. And I shared with my brother. I remember I think, was it the same, maybe a year later or a few months later, I had the opportunity just to share the gospel with him. And even him and some of his friends were outside, and I led them through a prayer of repentance. And they prayed it as well. It was my brother, and some of his friends were out there, and I told them the gospel and told them that they needed to receive the Lord. And so, yeah, I've shared the gospel.
I can relate to you when you talk about, the end times. For years and years, I refused to study the book of Revelation, because I read one part about this woman giving birth, and I wasn't going there. I'll study about Abraham, Moses, the fellas up in the fire, okay, all them stories are great. But no, it just the end times, and and these 12 tribes, I couldn't, I just couldn't. And praise the Lord, my pastor, just kind of looked at me and kind of with some conviction, what if Christ does come back tomorrow? Are you going to be ready? Are you going to know what to do? I mean, how you going to save somebody if you don't know the full story? And, once I had to go back and just apologize. Lord, I'm so sorry just for being scared and being disobedient. And I'm not going to have any fear anymore. And so I truly respect that intense form of study. Whew, you're right. It will make you feel like Christ is coming tomorrow. I mean, and then are we going to recognize him when he comes back? I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's good because Paul spoke about it. He said when he was about to die, he said, I've finished. Well, I shouldn't say die, because as Christians we don't actually die. We go to sleep and then the Lord wakes us up again. Paul, before his departure, he said, I've run the race, I've finished the course, and now what's laid up for me is a crown of righteousness. And he said, it's not only laid up for me, he said, it's also laid up for everyone who is anticipating his return. All those who are desiring and longing for the return of Christ. He said, there's a crown of righteousness laid up for us. So it is a good thing to be anticipating and desiring and hungering for the Lord to return and establish his will on earth.
Dwayne, you have to tell me about this comedian that's on your CD. He is a mess. He just throws something in every now and then. That fool. Tell me where you... He gonna be on the next CD? I mean, what? Tell me about him.
I think I am gonna get him on. I'm gonna get him on the next CD. I probably will,
Yeah.
Comedian Chris.
Yeah.
He's good. He's from New York.
He is. Yeah.
That's comedian Chris Williams. It was amazing how he ended up featuring on the album, because what happened was, one day I was telling my wife about him. I'd seen him on, I think I saw him on YouTube, and I was just telling my wife, have you heard of the comedian Chris? This guy is really funny. You gotta hear him, look him up. And I was telling my wife to look him up on YouTube. And then that same day that I was telling my wife about him, I get a message on MySpace from him.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Amazing.
He was like, yo, I heard you, because I had the opportunity to feature on an artist called Lecrae out in the States.
Yeah.
I featured on his song Don't Waste Your Life, and he heard me. Chris Williams heard me, so he sent me a MySpace message saying, yo, I heard you on Don't Waste Your Life and I really liked it, just wanted to hit you up and say hi. And I was like, what? I was like, Lord, I was just telling my wife about this guy, how much I like his stuff, and he just sent me a message. So I sent him a message back. I was like, yo, man, let's keep in contact, man. We got to do something. So that happened like that.
Alright, we'll make this work, alright? So Dwayne Tryumf is coming out with an album called Mark of the Peace. Alright, I'm gonna come up with my own album, man, because you think he's doing it big. Alright, I'm gonna come up with an album called Mark of the Priest. Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it. He got a joint in there called Right Now. I got a joint called Not Now, Tomorrow.
That was actually gonna be my next question. Who have you collaborated with? Now, we love us some Lecrae over here, and we got the Don't Waste Your Life video on the video show. And I have to admit, I watched it, and it was very entertaining until it got to the end. And I was like, oh, man. That was powerful. So, what contribution did you make to that one?
Okay, I had the privilege of, he was over here doing a concert around April 2008, and I had the privilege to be one of the support acts for his concert in the UK.
I missed that one.
Yes. So yeah, backstage we got time just to chat, and got time just to really build and speak about how we felt about the Lord, and we just found we had a lot in common and just really got on really well with him. And then I think like the following day he had another concert, so I went down and he said he had a CD of some beats, so he gave me the beats. He said, I'm working on my next album, you know, do you want to try and write something for it? And I was like, wow, definitely.
Yeah.
And so I wrote it and they sent it back, they liked it, and became Don't Waste Your Life.
Bless them, to the world we confess them, resurrect them. So I know I got life, matter of fact, better man, I know I got Christ. You don't see his ways in my days and my nights. You can hit my brakes, you will stop my life. Man, I lost my rights, lost my life. Forget the money, cause the cost that ice. The cost is Christ. They can never offer me anything on the planet that cost that price. Yeah. Don't wanna waste my life. 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 Yeah, do it for Christ. You trying to figure out what to do with your life. You make a lot of money, hope you're doing it right. Because the money is God, you better steward it right and stay focused. You ain't got no ride, your life ain't wrapped up in what you drive. The clothes you wear, the job you work, the color of your skin, now you Christian first. People get to living for a job, make a little money, start living for a car. Getting my wife, a house, kids, and a dog. When they retire, they living high on the hole. But guess what, they didn't ever really live it all. To live is Christ, and that's Paul, I recall. To die is gain, so for Christ we give it all. He's the treasure you can never find in them all. See your money, your singleness, marriage, talent, your time. They belong to you to show the world that Christ is divine. That's why it's Christ in my rhyme. That's why it's Christ all the time. See, my whole world is built around him. He's the life in my life. I refuse to waste my life. He's too true to chase that ice. Here's my gift of time, cause I'm constantly trying to be used to praise the Christ. If he's truly raised to life, then this news should change your life. If I his grace, you can put your faith in a place that rules your days and nights. Yes.
You've had an opportunity to work with. Well, wait, before you tell me who else you work with, DJ Zorro loves you. I don't.
Oh, Zorro.
Oh, yeah. He must be some kin to you or something. First, second cousin or something. Because I tell you, DJ Zorro loves Dwayne Tryumf. I mean, I'll download his shows. And just about the time he's playing something, and I'm like, what is that? Then he'll throw in some Dwayne Tryumf, and then I'm back to loving the show again. So shout out to DJ Zorro. But
big up DJ Zorro up in Birmingham.
I love him. I'll take his whole entire show for the week and throw it in the Hottest Home Hotspot around Wednesday or Thursday. I love it. Wow. I love it. But tell me who else you've had a chance to work with.
Okay. When I was because when I first came to the USA, I went to Chicago, and I got to feature with an artist called Catalyst.
Oh.
Yeah, he's got a track called Find a Way. He's from Chicago, and I got to feature on that album. Who else have I featured? I've actually, you said you like Pro, yeah? Yeah, I did a track with Pro when I was in Memphis, because he was in Memphis as well. We used to go to the same Bible study out there.
Wonderful.
Yeah, we did a track, but we never got to finish it, but got to work with him anyway. Who else have I recorded with? Yeah, mostly a lot of UK artists, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't get much of their music. We don't get much of your music except through DJ Zorro.
Okay.
So I would love to find out more, because there's something very special and very unique about that UK sound. we love it over here. So you've been to Chicago and Tennessee, a couple places I haven't been, and I'm over here.
Okay.
Don't need a visa, so I got to work on that. So wow, I just tell me about what you're working on now.
Okay. Currently, trying to get a clothing company off the ground with my wife.
Really?
Yeah, she designs clothes and Christian. We're doing like Christian T-shirts and posters and merchandise. So she designed this one as well.
I was gonna ask you where you got that. Now let me see, screen's not clear. Every branch that does not bend, that does not bear fruit, takes away. That's all I got.
Yeah, it's here's a scripture if you can see it.
Oh, I got John. That's about it. That's all I got.
John 15.
Oh, okay.
John 15.
I go look that one up.
Yeah.
Okay. Naomi, you got to call me, honey. My interns need T-shirts. These would be nice. So we're trying to get that off the ground. I'm about to start working on my next project as well. Wow.
I've got an amazing producer who I'm about to start working with. He featured on 2 of my tracks. He featured on Never Be the Same. His name's Copeland Green.
Yeah.
Never Be the Same, and Our God is an Awesome God.
Oh yes. That was the same producer?
Yeah.
Wow. Completely different.
Well, I produced Never Be the Same, but he sang on it. But Our God, he produced and sang on that one. So I'm about to do some more songs with him. We're about to go in the studio. So.
What's your inspiration behind this one?
Oh wow. Yes, I do. Okay.
Look at that.
Yeah, I've got the inspiration. Okay, it won't give away too much, but this one is gonna be warfare. This one is spiritual warfare.
We need that.
Yeah, this one is because the times we're living in now, Satan is getting ready to step his game up. I really believe that Satan's gonna, as time goes on, the Bible talks about, men will become more wicked and more evil, and Satan's gonna step his game up. So this album is gonna be based around spiritual warfare.
It's the Christ. He's alive. Roll out.
I don't pack a matic, but I pack a Matthew, Mark, Luke and John, cause the war is on.
Not a game.
I pack a matic, but I pack a Matthew, Mark, Luke and John, cause the war is on.
Real.
I don't pack a matic, but I pack a Matthew, Mark, Luke and John, cause the war is on. I don't pack a matic, but I pack a Mark, Luke and John, cause the war is on. I don't pack a matic, but I pack a Matthew, Mark, Luke
Fighting
and
a good
John,
fight.
cause the war is on. I don't pack a matic, but I pack a match. I'm not
Listen. Call from the darkness, call to the heartless, called by the angel, sent me the sparkless, struck by the lightning, trust, it was frightening. Ever since that day for Christ I've been writing, rhyming and riding, all over the country, Manchester, Liverpool, then Germany called me, Hamburg, Stuttgart, shout out to Pastor Mark, holding it down for the king and the crown. I've been walking a long road, calling the lost souls, spoke to the nation, at the death of Reese Jones, told them the answers, found in the pages of the Holy Scripture and the Rock of Ages. Christ came to change us. Born in a manger, born of a virgin. Wise men were searching, they came to worship the king who was emerging. Lived, died, rose again, and he's returning.
I don't pack a matic, but I pack a Matthew, Mark, Luke and John, cause the war is on. I don't pack a matic, but I pack a Mark, Luke and John, cause the war is on. I don't pack a matic, but I pack a Matthew, Mark, Luke and John, cause the war is on. I don't pack a matic, but I pack a
Roll out Christian City is the committee, led by the Holy Spirit is the Levity. Can't hold back the Christ who's living in me, so I preach out late nights in Piccadilly. Eat, sleep, drink and breathe Christ is in me. When I feel weak he speaks life within me. When I need clothes I'm clothed like the lily. Lambskin coat when cold nights are chilly. So break the bread with me, let's drink the blood and eat the lamb until the last stand. Until the day we see the eagle and the star man, and see the saviour, the people with the scarred hand, stronger than a Spartan. He the new wine, I'm just a glass, and he the true vine, and I'm like a Tarzan. I'm holding on me and the father in the jungle of life, like Abraham who put his son under the knife. Whoa.
I don't pack a matic, but I pack a Matthew, Mark, Luke and John, cause the war is on. I don't pack a matic, but I pack a Mark, Luke and John, cause the war is on. I don't pack a matic, but I pack a Matthew, Mark, Luke and John, cause the war is on. I don't pack a matic, but I pack a match. Shall not live by bread for long.
This is time, ooh, this is time. The king is gonna catch his people up in the sky. This is time, ooh, this is time. Know the sons I got for manifest sunshine. This is time, ooh, this is time. The king is gonna catch his people up in the sky. This is time, ooh, this is time. Know the sons I got for manifest sunshine. This is time, ooh, this is time. The king is gonna catch his people up in the sky. This is time, ooh, this is time. Know the sons I got for manifest sunshine. This is time, ooh, this is time. The king is gonna catch his people up in the sky. This is time, ooh, this is time. Know the sons I got for manifest sunshine. What about that boy?
I don't pack a matic, but I pack a Matthew, Mark, Luke and John, cause the war is on. I don't pack a matic, but I pack a Mark, Luke and John, cause the war is on. I don't pack a matic.
Now John 3:16 says, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son.
But I pack a man shall not live by bread for long.
It ain't a game, he's alive.
Is there anything that we can do to help your ministry? What do you need other than prayer? Because you got that coming from this end. But what else can we do to help you?
Oh wow. Oh, thank you for asking. Wow, I guess the thing is my aim is never to like promote myself. It's ultimately to promote the Lord. If you see me telling people about my CD, it's because I'm hoping that they're going to hear the Lord in my CD. I'm hoping they're not going to hear me.
Yeah.
You know, that is my heart's desire. So, you know, I just hope that the Lord is seen through my music. And I guess if you have been touched by the Lord through my music, then maybe could tell someone else that, hey, God's speaking through some of these songs, and this might be a blessing to you.
We can do that, no problem.
Yeah, guess I can't really think of anything else.
All right.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Give us,
Okay.
how can our listeners get in touch with you? Would you prefer that they find you on MySpace or Facebook, or can they email you? Tell me what's the best way to get at you.
Oh, okay. Good question. MySpace has got all my links to all my other accounts.
Okay.
So like from my MySpace, there's a link to my Facebook, there's a link to my Twitter account, there's a link to join my mailing list.
Okay.
But so I've got a website, and it actually takes you to my MySpace page.
Okay.
It's www.tryumf.co.uk.
This show is sponsored in part each week by the Glorious Church of Christ. Get a copy of our monthly newsletter by emailing me, Angie BEE, at gmail.com. And check out the Hottest Home Hotspot weekdays from 4 to 8 p.m. on V108 Gospel Vibe with your girl, Angie BEE. We want to know who's watching the show, so check us out on myspace.com/meangiebee. Video chat with us live during the show utilizing uvu.com. And of course, we're on Facebook. Just search for Angie BEE. You'll find me. Music videos are provided by the Higher Ground Record Pool. Visit them at highergroundrecordpool.org. The Hottest Home Hotspot video show is produced for Faith ITV by Angie BEE Productions, providing Christian entertainment enjoyed by the entire family.